I want to introduce into our coverage, very privileged as always, to have Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, Shaurya Chakra, hero of Siachen, former Director General Infantry, onto our coverage. General Kulkarni, always a privilege. Thank you for being with us, sir. Very, very troubling images from the Galwan Valley, sir. Satellite images from June the 16th establishing that just 10 days after that handshake at the Lieutenant General level, sir, the Chinese had no intentions whatsoever to disengage. Forget about token disengagement, sir. They are there in full force. Surely in 10 days, some kind of a reduction would have been visible.
In fact, we ought to have now got used to the Chinese deceitful conduct. Chinese will be saying something and doing something. I think the Chinese have only bought time to get themselves mobilized. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're holding ground, it's mountain warfare. They cannot, even if they do what they are wanting to do, they know for sure military confrontation is going to be extremely, extremely difficult for China. China wouldn't be able to rise again because world over, China will be condemned very, very badly. The kind of behavior that we saw on the night of 15/16 itself is indicative of China's deceitful conduct and absolutely a behavior which is unpardonable. I would say absolutely unpardonable. Nobody behaves like this. When you are there for discussions, when you are there for talks, even in the worst of case, you will never ever behave. You will disengage, and if you wish to fight again, you will go back again fight. But not when somebody is there to see to the disengagement. You indulge into this kind of an activity in which we lose 20 lives. And even if we say that they've lost 40 lives, 50 lives, 60 lives, that is their conduct and that is their behavior. The fact that we were able to stand up to them and be able to give it back to them in the same coin that they deserve is indicative of one thing, that don't mess around. We are not messing around with you. You don't mess around with us. But if you tell us the infrastructure at all points of time share is only to make our troops' life comfortable, where it would have taken 2 to 3 days to supply him anything and everything on ground, it would now be able to take about 6 to 7 hours. What more can we do for the good of the troops? For years, we don't want them to suffer. Look at the way they've come and mobilized themselves with the kind of equipment, as you have rightly said, the 200 trucks, the artillery guns, and a whole lot of equipment that has come over there. How have they brought that all in? Is it possible to pass it through Galwan Valley up there? Not possible at all. The very fact that they've used this highway 219 which has come and the feeder roads coming down from the highway is approximately about 100 kilometers as the crow flies. On ground, it's approximately about between 125 and 175. And there are about 7 or 10 feeder roads that come on to the LAC. They're utilizing this quietly and building up their troops. But it really makes no difference. This is nothing but trying to coerce the Indians to accepting what they have in their mind. In their mind, probably they have a whole lot of things right now. Firstly, as they would want to convey to India that please, for God's sake, do not go around with anybody. We are your neighbors, stand with us. How can we stand with a neighbor who can't be trusted and with a deceitful conduct? Is it humanly possible to have a neighbor whose behavior is coercing and pushing and then expecting us to go? We are not a pushover country. We are not a 62-walk situation at all. We can stand and we will stand up to it. The government of India must take a give a very clear message.
Okay.
Trust the army and do it.
I'm just wondering what that clear message needs to be at this point of time. One of India's most respected strategic affairs commentators is also with us. Brahma Chelani, thank you for being with us, sir. Your thoughts, sir, on what India's response needs to be. These pictures pretty clearly establish, even to the casual viewer, that the Chinese presence in the Galwan Valley was far from disengaged. It didn't look like they were in the process of disengaging either. What is your view, Mr. Chelani, of what India's response at this time needs to be? Okay, we've just lost that line. I apologize. We'll re-establish that with Brahma Chelani in just a moment. We're very keen to hear what he thinks as far as India's response is going to be. But General Kulkarni, if I could toss that back to you while we wait for Brahma Chelani, from the military perspective, are there any options that India has right now? Talks are continuing, but are there any military options? And I don't want to sound irresponsible, because I understand that as a civilian it's very easy to talk about military operations while the the actual men on the ground, people like you at one point of time, are doing the fighting and risking their lives. So I don't want to just bandy about phrases like military action, but what kind of military response, if any, sir, could be on the table?
See, the Chinese have practiced the art of acupuncture. We have to be able to use that particular art with them. You have to get into a position of strength. You can't be in a position of strength everywhere. There is no question that you can be in a position of strength everywhere. But wherever we are in a position of strength, we must exploit. We must keep our powders dry. As much as they are mobilizing, we should be ready. Preparing for war itself is indicative that there will be no war. But should you not prepare for it, and you shouldn't get surprised. Number one, never get surprised on this. Now it is absolutely clear. You know from the talks that, well, the talks were for disengagement. And what did it result in? Into an engagement. In an engagement, a violent engagement, in which we lose lives, they lose lives. This is not the behavior. So first and foremost, be strong wherever they are, wherever we all are, be strong and hold your ground. Doesn't really make any difference. Let it be, the application of force at a particular point in mountain warfare is very difficult. If you're holding heights wherever you are,
yes,
there is no way anybody would come with whatever force levels that he might be bringing at a point of time. We are not 62. Where is China and what are they thinking themselves? And this is the right point. When world over, they're on the back foot. You find there's not one who would be praising China. Even if those countries which China has given tremendous amount of economic assistance would now be thinking twice over as to, can we trust a nation like this, or have they put themselves for sale to a nation like China? So this is where we need to hold our ground, keep your powder dry, be ready. I'm not saying provocating for war at all. Talk as much as we can talk, but should the talks fail, be ready and not at all leave at all a chance for them to be able to excel.
Talk, but be prepared for something like this happening again and things actually escalating.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.